What's popular, YouTube? Another day, another demo. And today, wow, today it is about 20 minutes after I've just actually got out of the ocean because myself, Pimp, Freya, Scrawny, Joey, Prius all jumped in the ocean after work today, okay? After that Nico clutch, after the huNter 160 ADR CT side on Dust2 versus Big, after the huXi 10 kills on 2 maps, never even came close to losing. Somehow huXi, the prophet, said, I don't have to shoot anybody for 6 months. We're still going to win everything. Dude, it's all coming together. This is the craziest. First of all, this might be the craziest Lucky or Godlike I've ever done on this channel. I don't know. You tell me after watching this demo what you think. I think it might be, honestly, the amount of good rounds here, the amount of outstanding plays and like explainable moments and stuff. This is a really good one. This is not just the craziest Lucky or Godlike potentially, but also one of the best demos. I feel like I've been saying that a lot lately, but this is a good one. So I've been watching a lot of demos to prepare for the games before. This one I didn't, and it still had just tons. So let's just hop in. All right, I think we're in for a treat. Welcome in for another Lucky or Godlike here.
You are watching a master at work.
huNter, man, it's been a little bit since we've done a huNter demo. I don't think it's been that long. I was thinking about the fact that we don't, we often are picking from a top crop of players. And, we did like a Jam Young. We threw a Jam Young in there, some Pious. Some names that don't really have huge appeal to the general, massive fans out there for the time being. But, of course, we always want to balance between some household names and some new stars that are showing up so we can give them some love and put them in the spotlight. But I think it'd been really... oh, see, I like ducked under. That's how you know this game's in VR. Oh, no, wait. Is this the round? Oh, my God. All right, man. What a way to start off Lucky or Godlike. huNter in the jumping shot, the Kukli.
Back in their control. And we've got... Oh! You can't do that. He just did.
You're not supposed to do that. Last time someone did that, they got banned.
Yeah. All right.
I just casted this game like 20 minutes ago. I just got back from Blast, and I just literally... myself, Scrawny, Joey, Pimp, and Freya all went for an ocean jump just now, and I just got back in, so I'm sniffling. Sorry about that. We're talking about a 2.47 rating, CT side, 160 plus ADR. This is a madness by huNter, okay? This guy had, I think at one point in this game, huNter had 24 kills, and huXi had 0, bro. No kills. Bro, huXi's a whole nother story in this match. They played 2 games. G2 did not come meaningfully close to losing either maps versus Big. And huXi got 10 kills across 2 maps. I mean, that's funny, right? That can't go on forever, right? But it's funny. But at the same time, it's like, what? But you know what? There are other things about this team. Like huNter getting the spots that he wants to. He's not playing the lurking on T side. As far as we know, all the roles are ironed out. I think when I talked about the news video, I didn't see the interview where they talked about how the roles have been ironed out with huXi joining in. So that's kind of made everything nice for everyone. Everyone's like happy right now. But on CT side, not much changes. huNter's still playing over in B. Here we're up obviously on around where he's going A to throw his support long flashes. And on Dust2, you're not always playing the spot that you're supposed to be playing. So sometimes it's spawn-based. Because, an aside, one of the very few advantages that T-side players have on Dust2 is the spawns. Long spawns, B spawns, these kinds of things. So on CT side, because the map is kind of super simple and played to the point that everybody's played every spot, you do play spawn sometimes. So you don't always start in the positions that you play in. Like right now, huNter makes it back towards B, his home. But he's not always going to be here. Especially in the beginning of the round. But okay, now he's playing with JKS. Which this is like a little bromance that's going on right now. It's like brewing right before our eyes. So we're going to see if huXi... Okay, huXi... if huXi... I don't know what huXi How did huXi do this, man? I don't know how he did this. huXi magic. It is just one series too, right? You never want to cheer for G2 too hard. That's how you get heartbreak. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, that was so nasty, bro. huNter kept him in the corner of his eye. He just watched him. He's like, this is the most blind guy on my screen. Look at this target selection right now from huNter. By the way, it's done. It's godlike. He was on vacation. He comes back to deal with the problem. Like, without knowing, Big were avoiding him. But now he's back. Look at this target selection. You think he doesn't see the guy up close? He does. So what's perfect about this, all right? Right before we get into this, he's turning for the flash here. He's going to flash. You're trying to interrupt a play coming up long. So players are coming up long. You know they're in this area. This area is when you want to flash them because they have nowhere to stand. There's no cover. This is the first piece of cover over here. So it's very common for CTs to do this. Usually when you're overstaffed, you do this, okay? You go for the long play, the long push through the smoke when you're overstaffed. What I mean by overstaffed right now is both that there are some players in CTs that can't help out versus this cat split, okay? And then there's Nico on the site who's overstressed. So in order to alleviate Nico, they need to take off some pressure by trying to flash from spawn to help fight here. And even if they just thin numbers, huNter gets one, goes for one. This is kind of a losing position, actually, if huNter only gets one because of the cat split coming in. But it helps Nico at least separate his engagements a little bit more easily. You can't pin him from two positions and make sure that he can't peek anything. Because right now he needs this box to be able to fight cat and stay alive at the same time. So instantly, they're responding to the amount of pressure coming in by using this flash to release some of that pressure. And then we're going to look at the target selection here. Look at this. You think he doesn't see Tabson? He 100% sees Tabson. But who is more blind? Also Tabson, okay? And not only that, but he's stuck on this wall. Every time you flash someone when you come out, they will always end up going towards this wall. This is such a natural thing because if somebody had peeked from back here, for example, then if you go up against this wall, they might not be seen. And because they're blind, they don't know it's a CT push. This is just a normal thing to do. So everyone just hits the wall. And huNter has Tabson lined up, taking out the hard target first and the guy who will become unblind first. Okay, this is target selection. And then as soon as Tabson can shoot back, you can see that right there, that Tabson comes to. Crimbo would have come to sooner because of where that flash landed. So that was unreal target selection, and that's why this is godlike. This whole thing is godlike. I'm spoiling it. I know this game is godlike. I casted it 20 minutes ago. Have a sip of my Coke Zero. Oh, no, I didn't mean to have X-ray on. Okay, whoops. By the way, when huNter dies, they lose the round. No surprise. Oh, this play is sick. Look at this angle. This is new. Bro, this is a new John, okay? Where'd they get this from? huNter's pushed out mid. This is really nuts, okay? Nico will come and join him in a little bit. So huNter has a perfect angle on lower because this is right here, another example of why huNter is so good. Okay, first of all, this angle is one where if someone comes here, they will stand here and clear the door. huNter will either see the gun or the person first, but they will come here first and clear the door like this. Okay, Crimbo and top mid, there's a key flash that's been thrown since the beginning of Dust2. It goes over top of the lower tunnels, and it's meant to flash all of cat. All right, this is a very standard flash that you throw so that if there's an opper here or a cat setup with a boost, that this player looking into lower will be blind and will have to fall off. And this is when your lower players can swing like this. But even from throwing this flash in this position, you can't see huNter. Okay, so if we know that green box is clean, which is the left side of mid, and huNter's in this position, he's actually pretty safe from Crimbo. And there will be a moment here where Crimbo will throw the flash, huNter will eat the flash, become blind, and not move. And the reason is because Crimbo can actually not safely approach because there could be m0NESY back here with an op covering him on the top of mid. And there is actually no counterplay for Crimbo here. He can throw the flash safely, but he might not be able to fight this. Now, the crazy part is m0NESY's not here. And huNter will get blind. And huNter does not move. And look at this. He doesn't move at all. Doesn't make a fast step. Doesn't respond to top mid. Eyes on lower. 2 dead. Ice cold. Because he knows that that's not coming. He understands that the fight is in lower first, that flash is meant for them to scale, and he's in such an atypical position, there's no way they're going to be ready for that. And in all of that action, never looks towards top mid. Has Nico by the door that gets smoked out, doesn't even worry about it. Deals with his threat right there and then moves along. That's why huNter gets a little extra. So I just wanted to quickly add to this section because, of course, Nico is watching from the doors for huNter to the top of mid. It's not the same level of depth that m0NESY would have if he was watching from back here because he could see over top. But he still has a line here that I didn't realize was a little deep. So it's good enough to cover huNter. And that's why he has the utmost confidence that this angle is covered. But this is a cool setup. So I just wanted to show this to kind of correct my statement that he wasn't covered at all. But in this position, full trust in Nico. You can see Nico even goes a little deeper, which I didn't notice, to make sure that the top mid cross doesn't come through. And right at this moment, I mean, this is full trust, right? You see huNter leaves this, and again, he's not wasting any of his movement here. He's not checking to see if anybody could have a slightly deep angle. Nothing. Eyes on the prize and then moving out, deliberately here. And this is how you get a little extra at this level. Not by doing everything carefully for yourself, but maximizing the benefit of having somebody that you trust doing something to cover for you. In a position where CS is not perfect, you could still die, right? You could still die. And actually rewound to also look at the fact that huNter not only does that play inside of mid, shuts them out of getting out into mid from lower, and now makes it into the B site, but gets so comfortable in the B site that he is completely forgotten about here as JKS dies in the window. And with this amount of time on the clock, they could, as soon as he sees the smoke getting thrown, he knows he's not going to get cleared, but they just don't even bother checking him. And with the 4 frags, Searson's out. This is virtually an ace, and the round is over. So that is super well done. This is the Hobbit smoke or the Gambit smoke. Call everything that Gambit does, or sorry, Cloud9, I guess. I call everything that Cloud9 do Gambit, and everything that Gambit do Hobbit. But this smoke, he actually just left clicked it. I normally throw it off of the wood pole directly. Might have been blocking that a little bit. And it's just so that you can cross and fight around it from the CT side. So it's really nice for your first spawn. You get a little cheat if you don't have the very best spawn to get across, and it gives your whole team a real good way to fight. So that smoke, sort of in the open, is very advantageous for the CT side. Also, if you get blind, you can hide behind it and come at it from both sides. All right, this is also further proof here that this is an absolutely godlike map by huNter, because this one's meaty. I got a lot to explain here. So we got a high-low setup from JKS and huNter. Now this setup is extremely powerful, and the guy up here on the boxes, I think, has a great advantage to fight into the players coming out. JKS does get ripped a new one, though, on the swing from the CT side, but the insurance policy is huNter. Now, we're going to see huNter hold the wall, and because JKS's position doesn't allow him to... I mean, he could play anti-flash. Either of them could, but the idea is that one person has to. So if a flash goes out this way, that you have at least one person unblind, and then one can fight, and when the other one becomes unblind, then they can fight. But until that happens right here, huNter has to trust JKS to make his duel happen. Of course, we're watching on his res, so he's holding a crack on the left side of the screen here just to get extra vision. And if the flash lands in that area, then of course he's blind. But instead it doesn't. And look how he just hands out these haircuts so fast on that 2-piece. Keto eventually trades him back, and that's it. But he just totally makes up for JKS here. And I think the cool part about this game was that JKS was getting a little bit comfortable as the game went on, and honestly was getting destroyed in the first few rounds. But huNter was buying him that time, and then by the time of the end of the half, JKS was also fragging, and B was just closer business. So I've been watching a lot of, I've been watching 4 or 5 demos before recording each of the last videos, so the videos are better. But I've never watched the demo that I'm going to record. I never watched the demo I'm going to record before. I don't pre-watch that one, because I think it's less fun. Sometimes we'll see empty flashes get thrown by, get thrown for multiple reasons. You know, not just one. Now, a couple of reasons that you might throw an empty flash. And when I say empty flash, I mean when you don't peek, when you don't check. Sometimes you throw the flash because you think someone might jump away, hear a footstep. That's an audio cue. That's confirmed person and position. Another reason you can throw an empty flash is to show presence, but you're not actually risking yourself to show presence or give up a kill. You're confirming to the other team that you're here, be afraid, and I might peek, but I'm not. That also can delay for time to throw an empty flash. Okay, so another, perfectly placed peek by huNter. The crosshair placement's insane. And it's obviously a multi-frag. And look at this. It even turns into a third. Beautiful transition. huNter's so fast. He slips into the positions that you just don't think he's going to be in because he doesn't waste time stutter stepping at any point. He just sneaks in there. Yeah, it's that kind of game. And also, I think at this point in the cast, I was saying, if you've got huNter playing like this, get him to push. Get him to run around. And let him be aggressive. And I think that's exactly what he did. He's feeling it. I think huNter brought up that huxi is forcing m0NESY to do the same, which is great. I think m0NESY has always needed pushing in that direction ever since he was playing in the Academy League, where he never went for enough opening kills for how good he is. So they follow up with that round into the upper push. And now it's not a stalemate, but really important that you get to the spot to smoke this. Because if you smoke this, then you cause a First of all, you cause a distraction. You also let them know that you don't have the tunnels anymore, which is really important. You can get control of a part of a map, but sometimes in Counter-Strike, it's not all about just doing it secretly. Sometimes you want the other team to know you have something. Because when this door is closed and the vision is locked off, then anything is possible. Either the CTs that are in here left, or they've overstacked it, or they've set up in a certain way. But if you don't block that vision off, even if they know you were there for a second, you don't have that same power. So I think some people think about Counter-Strike like, how do I sneak around so much? They don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes it's more like chess, and chess is not all about deception or at all because you can see all the pieces. It's sometimes just about strengthening your position, whether or not that's clear to your opponent. And I think that's an important distinction. And I think that a lot of people think about Counter-Strike in the sense of how do I shoot everyone in the back? How do I do things in an inconspicuous way? And that just actually is not what you want to do, you know? Sometimes you got to you're letting someone know that you want to fight, and you take the fight. You just do it better. You do it from a more powerful position, whether that's because their time is running low, because they have a bad angle to work with, because they think you're going to peek when you're not. You know, all these different things. Not again. Okay, actually not again. Another sneaky move from a huNter, but it's actually, I think Nico who gets this one. So this is the fast cap boost, by the way, for people, so that they can you can do the fast cap boost, so people don't have to jump up, crouch, and then jump up again to get up on cat. Those seconds are so valuable. Okay, huNter sees one right here. I think he gets dinked instantly. So this is supposed to be a round where he gets a lot of eco kills because he's about to set a record, but they don't let him. I shouldn't be yelling. It's like midnight. I'm in a hotel room in the heart of Copenhagen. No, it's this round. This is the most godlike game that we've ever watched. Isn't it? Oh my god. Melts him down like a cheese string in the microwave. huNter! Yeah, right. And JKS starting to get kills here. And then, dude, this thing is closed. This site is completely shut down. This site is out of business. That's how closed it is. But in a good way. Like, people still want to buy things. Yeah, I know that didn't make sense. Didn't ask. You see all these Tech9s killing your teammates? 100 goes, okay, free kill for me. Who gets a kill in the 1v2? I think huNter does. I remember huNter does, actually. Serson does something cool here, actually. So, this might not seem like a risk, but he sits here on long plat. And this is the reason that this is kind of cool. And some people don't think of interesting things to do in 1v2s like this. So, this is actually a risk to sit on long plat because you know that someone could be coming from long. But it's actually only long plat that you can see it from on this position on default. So if anybody does walk up like huNter does, Serson goes unnoticed. Now for JKS, you're going to see that he actually gets confused and thinks that Searson might have come through the smoke because no one peeks him. And the reason no one peeks him is because Searson already chose to take his risk here by sitting here. But huNter is going, seeing that huNter's at long, he doesn't think Searson can be sitting on this part of the default. You can see huNter does not see him. And you can actually see very soon that JKS is super confused about the smoke because no one's showing. And I think at one point, JKS even turns around and waits for that smoke to get phased. So Searson gets away with getting 1 kill. It's the small little things, guys. Okay, it's the little things. Okay. I think in Counter-Strike, it's very hard to tell what makes a pro player. You know, what's different. Like, I think in other games and stuff, it's a little bit easier to explain. And in Counter-Strike, if you're already experienced, it's easier to feel it or to recognize it. But I think it's very hard, generally speaking, because the game's so simplistic, which actually makes it a great viewing experience for all ages, to understand in the nuance what makes a pro player. And it's little things like that, right? And if you think about it, man, the wealth of nuanced ideas and positions they bring at every moment to reinvent themselves all the time, it's actually quite extraordinary to be able to stand out from another player. Because when you talk about like aim mechanics and stuff like that, I mean, a player who has 5,000 hours and 10,000 hours could be indistinguishable in terms of aim. It's not that deep, bro. It's all the other things that really makes the big difference. That's why Simple is just so incredible, dude. Insane, this guy's insane. huNter too, he's pretty incredible. It's kind of like a Tom Cruise to me, like more than Device, because of the action, like the style of action that he brings. Like huNter and Stown are 2 of my favorite players because of their versatility and the speed and the way they're so slippery, get into positions. There's really nothing bad to say about him. I think like huNter right now he's made HLTV top 15, like top 12 and 13. On my list, he's top 10, well within actually. And he's like one of the people that there are adjustments I would make to my list, I guess, after some time and some thought and some, reading other people's opinions and stuff. And of course, I think that's natural, but huNter's not one of them. Not at all. In fact, I think for sure he's underrated on the HLTV list. Maybe if only by a little bit. Just my opinion. I'll tell you right now, numbers absolutely do not tell the whole story, unfortunately, because there are lots of small things in the game that, actually huge things in the game, that will actually never be accounted for. I mean, the biggest one is obviously communication. That can never get a number. I mean, people say that there can always be a stat for it. Wait, what? That has to be a demo smoke. We watched this in the game. There was no smoke. Yeah, I don't think... No. The smoke was here. Oh, what? No, there's no way it looked like that, right? I don't think it did. I swear the smoke had pretty much gone. Bro, we saw it with like maybe X-ray on. He didn't see anything. This is ludicrous. He does it again, too. Here's another position where Nico... What do some players do in this spot? They run all the way away, as far as they can, jump around. 7 seconds left. Nico sits behind single, and that's the kind of player Nico is. He will decide to fight here because it can be better, because then the other player is going to assume you're going to take the option where you run away like a pansy and try to get behind the triple box, and then you get no-scoped and have like an unfair duel. But Nico in this spot, how are you supposed to read that he goes behind single? It's such a confident play. And then he hits that shot, dude. He hits that, bro. He does them like that, dude. With an op.
In this bomb site, and Nico, he's got taps in point blank. Searson's going to give good cover. These are the stars of BIG looking to align for their 5th round win. Nico emerging, and a no-scope straight into the chest of Tapson. Bomb dropped on site as he's looking to use this clock. Nico! Just a couple no-scopes for G2's round win.
Yeah, right. He IGLs and ops. I got nothing to say about that. Okay, yo, that's it. Okay, dude, that is legit. Oh, is that the most godlike and not lucky game besides the jumping USP shot that we've ever watched in a lucky or godlike on this channel? Genuinely might be. for all I know we got some OGs still around. I see you. If you're out here, okay. Impossible, Ethan. I know there's many people out here in the comments who are watching the videos who've watched these older Lucky or Godlights. Yo, let me know. Is this the most godlike demo that we've ever watched at 1/2 for a Lucky or Godlike? That was crazy, the amount of moments and explainable plays and like really genius. I'm going to say throw around the word genius, but 200 IQ moves. That was a lot, man. That was good. That was good. That was huNter. Hope you enjoyed that. Glad we just jumped in and recorded that, actually. No regrets at all. So hope you're enjoying Blast. Make sure to tune in. Blast.tv is the best way to watch because as a YouTube player and then the Blast chat, and you can skip back to like highlight frags as soon as they happen so you don't miss anything. It's really good. Hope you enjoyed that. That's huNter, Lucky or Godlike. Just say it. Just say it in chat. Just say it in chat if he's Lucky or Godlike. If you say Lucky, enjoy your down vote. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. All right. Take it easy. Be safe and let me know who you want to see next.